Good evening everyone and welcome to League of Europe. We are here for Division 1. It is Season 4 as we take in Round 4 of the Championship and we go to one of the new tracks on the calendar, of course. It is the Dutch Grand Prix from Zandvoort Circuit. Good evening everyone, I'm James Hay, going to be taking you through the stream. I was meant to be joined once again by V8 Field. He is doing Division 4 commentary once again, so you're going to be stuck with me once again for the next hour and 20 minutes or so. But what I can tell you is it should be a fantastic race night here tonight. We have got some returning faces as well, and I will go through who is going to be filling in for what car in terms of reserves in just a little while. But first of all, let me take you through the driver's standings, because it is really a two-horse race out in front between Montana and Alphatrix. Both once again here tonight. Montana does lead on 68 points, with Alphatrix in second on 61 points. So very close up there at the top, 7 points difference. Pretty much a difference of a race win from Montana and Alphatrix last time out. Third is Toxic on 28 points, with Neo in fourth on 22, with Verstappen in fifth on 19. Rocco is in sixth on 18, with Droppier in seventh on 15, along with Josh M as well. Josh M should be here once again tonight as a reserve. Campbell in ninth on 12 points, picked his first points up of the season last time, and Killer Blue in 10th on 11 points. Daniel, who debuted of course last week, he is back, he's in the Ferrari, he is in 11th on 10 points, with Cohen in 12th also on 10 points. VR46 Bolin, who again is here tonight, filling in the Red Bull tonight as a reserve, he's 13th on 8 points. Same with Spine, he is back tonight as well. He's on 8 points. Gary, who's having his weekend away, I'm sure he's going to be tuning into the stream, so wish Gary well on his weekend away. He doesn't want to be the bottle lad on track tonight here at Zandvoort, but he's in 15th on 7 points. I will get wrong for that, I think, later on. Cookie Games in 16th on 6. Larkin is in 17th on 5, while Luigi in 18th on 2. Suku also in 19th on 2. Baki on 2 points as well. Daka hasn't scored any points yet. Neither has Bullet Boy, neither has Matty, who didn't turn up last week, but he is once again here tonight. Hopefully Matty is going to produce a good performance out on track. We've got Decky, who's not attending, just Asas is here. And where is he out on track? There he is. There he is in the lobby, in the Ferrari. So he's filling in the Lithuanian, and Chapelelli not attending either. But we have pretty much got a full grid of full drivers here tonight, which is fantastic. Couple of reserves added in. It should make for quite a spectacle here at Zandvoort. It's quite chilly in the commentary box, by the way, where I am. It is horribly freezing, and I might need to shut my window at some point. Alfa Romeo do lead the way, though, in the constructors' standings. They lead on, just doing some quick maths, on 76 points. Williams are in second on... This is the problem where you don't run through the constructor standings beforehand. 72 points Williams are on in second. AlphaTauri in third on 47 points, with McLaren in fourth on 25. Renault in fifth, also on 22, with Mercedes in sixth on 19. Haas in seventh on 18. Then we've got Ferrari in 8th on 12, Red Bull in 9th on 8, and Racing Point in 10th on 7 points. No constructors going home with the fabled nil points. But we have got a full lobby here. Bullet Boy has just joined in as a reserve as well, so good to see him here. We have got a full grid, and it should be quite a spectacle, as I say, out on track. We should be getting going very soon at the circuit Zandvoort. 18 minutes worth of qualifying, 36 laps in total, 14 corners awaiting the drivers out on track tonight, and there are just the 2 DRS zones around this track. One down the start-finish straight, one down towards turn 11, the very heavy braking zone into turn 11, and we'll show you that in qualifying, as I will with all of the track, because this is new to me. I've done a couple of commentaries around here before, so I know the ins and outs and the strategies around here and whatever. But hopefully we're going to be seeing good tonight. If you don't want to tune in to me, and if you do want to view some other action as well, Division 3 and Division 4 are also live tonight. They're going to be, I think, live now, so you should be able to tune in to the streams retrospectively. But if you want to stay here for the top division, then you can, as we are about to go into qualifying. And we should get all 20 drivers in, hopefully. Lobbies and everything is not going to act up. Apparently there was a few frame rate issues about an hour beforehand in some of the practice lobbies anyways online, so hopefully we don't see a frame rate glitch or a drop in frame rate when we ride on board with the drivers. If we do, I apologise, it's not me, it's the game. We are about to go into qualifying here. You see the turn 10 running down towards turn 11 there, and there is turn 1 as well out on track. It should be a fascinating night, I think, of racing here in the Netherlands. And of course, this was due to be held in 2020. 2021, the more of the option now. And apparently I've heard that next season is going to be a 21 race calendar next season for real life Formula 1. Obviously, we're going to Turkey in November, which is going to be fantastic. And I cannot wait to see some of the new tracks. And indeed the sprint track as well, as we like to call it. Bahrain Short, as I'm going to call that Grand Prix, the Sakhir Grand Prix. Hopefully that's going to produce some good racing, I think, out on track when the time does come in a couple of months' time. But we are into qualifying. Nobody has left the grid just yet because we've just got in. Let's have a look then and get all the telemetry, lap data, track map up. There is a track map. It is quite an interesting track map. Of course, there are quite a few bank corners around here at Zandvoort, so it is going to be quite interesting to see how these guys get on out on track. There is a Alfa Romeo leaving the pits, and of course it is Montana. Montana always first coming out here in qualifying. We should really go on board with him first. But now Montana is coming out the pit lane. Very tight pit lane. You can run over the white line and pick up a penalty. Montana coming through the hairpin at turn 4. The bank corner at turn 4. 180 degrees. Now up the hill through turn 5. And then towards 6 and 7. And then flying through the right-hander coming up, which will be turn 8. You can see him just preparing for a lap. Good evening to everyone that is tuned in, of course. Division 1 here tonight at Zandvoort. Going to be quite a quick Grand Prix, I think. We should see in and around 45-50 minutes in terms of the race. Obviously 18 minutes worth of qualifying and about a 5-minute introduction. Should add up to about an hour and 15 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes if there's any safety cars out on track tonight. Hopefully you will stick with us, of course, for Division 1. If you've got that dual setup, by the way, that you run in Division 3 and Division 4 streams at the same time, I don't blame you at all. Don't miss out on any of the action tonight here for League of Europe. And now Montana comes around the final 2 corners. Through turns 13 and 14. The Swissman will be hoping for a good lap as he now sets his sights on the run down towards turn 1, in excess of 200 miles an hour down here. Everyone just recovering for their laps in the final sector. Montana now through turn 1, looking very nice, a little bit sideways out of turn 1, but not too bad. Now through turns 2 and 3, and then in towards the bank corner. First one out on track through turn 4, very tight to the apex there. And now Montana. Some drivers do take time to take the wider outlined cut in for turn 4 as well. You can gain time through that. Montana through the first sector. Not sure what his first sector time is. He's just reaching that point now. And it's a 29.6 through the first sector. Exactly where you want to be, really, in terms of a first lap around here. Inevitably, as the track evolves, the guys will get quicker and quicker. Now Montana through turn 10. Run one wheel on that curb on the inside, you will spin the car. It is pretty much deadly out on track, that curb. Now through turn 11 and 12, can afford to cut that a bit more. Montana now through turn 12, looking very nice through here as he now comes up the run towards turn 13, and then through the other bank corner out on track through turn 14. Going to open up that second DRS zone. And now Montana around the final corner. I think we're going to be on for a 107 possibly to start us off as he comes across the line. So 108.3, so Montana goes quickest out of everyone. Luigi on a lap currently, just flicking through to see who might be next coming across the line. Di Daniel now around the final corner. The Dutchman at his home track, hoping for a little bit of tow. Looks like that might be his teammate just ahead. It was Cohen coming across the line. Di Daniel does go second. He's only 1,300 off. Nice final sector there by him. Verstappen coming through the final sector there. Bullet Boy is invalidated. We'll run on with Verstappen though. Alphatrix has gone third with the 108.3. So the main championship contenders, first and third, early on in qualifying. But look at how tight it is already in qualifying. Verstappen now around the final corner. Of course, winning all Division 2 commentators at 8 o'clock. And now Verstappen coming across the line. Goes up to 6th, 108.6. Nice lap there. I was trying to preempt the start-finish line and see and add a couple of tenths on to see where the lap times might be. But Verstappen goes 6th. Neil's gone 7th as well there. Matty's invalidated. Just ASAS for the reserve. Now coming across the line. 120.4. That inevitably is an out lap, so he will now go on for his full lap. We'll run on board with him when he gets around to that point. Rocco, who has had a very good season so far, Rocco. Much improved performance last time out, picking up in 3rd in Vietnam. And he's in 6th in the standings, and he's just invalidated through there. There is a McLaren that has spun coming through the middle sector as well. We'll try and pick up on that in just a second. It might have been Droppier, possibly. And it was Droppier as we ride on board with him, who has invalidated the lap and has spun on that curb through turn 10. There is Rocco just getting out of the way there as well. Very tight. Obviously, these guys will be hoping for quite a good qualifying session. Bullet Boy now in the Mercedes around the final corner. Very low on the ERS. Oh, and he loses it. Coming through the final corner, he's going to come into the pit lane. Very good recovery. I think he might have received right outside end plate damage as a result. It would have been a 110.9. It would have been a clear lap. That's Campbell coming into the pit lane just ahead of him. So both Mercedes are in. Bullet Boy in 19th position. Hasn't settled up just yet. There is Rocco limping around. He's run out of fuel, I think, as he comes across the towards the pit lane. So Rocco, yeah, he has run out of fuel. Into the pit lane he comes. Just see if there's any improvements further down. Well, Luigi up 800th of a second in the first sector. Let's see what the Belgian can do. Only hop over the border for Luigi, as he now comes down towards this very tricky braking point in towards turn 11. He's 300ths up. Currently out on track, so has lost a little bit of time. Catches the curb coming through turn 12. Very nicely done indeed. Now Luigi will be hoping to open up the taps. Coming through the bank section, I always tend to get that corner wrong, you know. Coming through turn 13, I tend to run out wide and it just invalidates your lap completely. Luigi now going to be coming across the line. See if he does improve. Yeah, 500th improvement. Still says 13th. Larkin, I think, is 2/10 down. He's on a set of medium compound tyres. The only one actually that I've seen out on track on a set of medium compound tyres. The Brit now coming through the final couple of corners. Through the bank corner now. He should improve on this lap, I would think. And he's not. Larkin is down on his time and straight into the pit lane he comes. Larkin backed out of that one. Toxic on a lap. Purple first sector, 29.6 through the first sector from Toxic. Toxic landed himself in a little bit of trouble, a little bit of leniency from the stewards going his to Montana's way, to be honest. Montana picking up 2 licence points for a result, and Toxic picking up 3 licence points as a result of his collision in qualifying, or in the race, I should say, last time out in Vietnam. Not sure what that was. I'll double check that in just a second. He was purple through the middle sector. Might be indicative of a personal best through the middle sector. Yet a set of lap time, Toxic, as he now comes around through the final corner. Looking very good this lap time. Going to be up there with Montana, you would think. Toxic across the line. He goes 7th, just in behind his teammate. 3/10 off Montana. So nice up there by the AlphaTauri man. We have got some of the main contenders out on track as well. Montana just coming through the end of the first sector. Frame drop coming up there through turns 6 and 7. And now Montana coming towards the end of the first sector. We'll ride on board with the end of his first sector, see how he's got on. And he's 300ths up, so Montana improving through the first sector. Be very tight though to get another lap in and to try and improve laps simultaneously. It's one of those tracks really that does provide a lot of alacrity within qualifying. You can mess up the laps from one to the next. Montana, 200ths down, that's what I mean. It's very hard to improve as he comes through the middle sector. See if he can find the time in the final sector. He's got Backy just in front of him, getting out of the way there, the Red Bull man, who went 12th with a 108.8. Now Montana through the final corner. Let's hope this is going to be improvement. I doubt it though. This is the flying final sector. Montana, yeah, into the pit lane, comes across the white line. That was caught on stream as well. Drivers might want to, stewards might want to have a take a look at that. I'm not sure though. Bullet Boy now coming through the middle sector. I've got Alphatrix on a lap as well. I think he might be just ahead, or just behind actually, Bullet Boy out on track. So we'll run on board with Alphatrix. 2.5 up, coming through the middle sector. Spine, by the way, has gone second with a 108.3, so nice up there by him. Bullet Boy is just the car ahead of Alphatrix, and Alphatrix now ran through the final corner. Let's see what he's going to do. He is going to go quicker, I think, with this lap time. He's going to be well quicker than Montana. Could be the first 107 of the night, possibly, from Alphatrix. Across the line he comes. 107.990. And Alphatrix improves another 10.5 in the final sector. He goes 4/10 ahead of Montana. Halfway through qualifying, Alphatrix on top, Montana second, Spine in third as we ride on board with Droppier coming around the final 2 corners. Looks like he might be coming into the pit lane here. I think the McLaren had right side end plate damage as he comes into the pit lane. Sped into the pit lane there as well. LRT Matty, another driver that hasn't got a lap in just yet. And his Haas teammate, actually Rocco, hasn't got a lap in just yet. So it'll be very interesting to see how the Haasers both get on. Our team actually through the final corner, hoping to try and get a lap in, but no, he's going to come straight back into the pit lane. We're running ball with Rocco, coming through the end of the first sector, or towards the end of the first sector. He now rises up through turn 7. Don't be surprised if you see an outside move through turn 7, to be honest, and through turn 8. Rocco through the first sector, 29.8, not the quickest first sector we've seen, but certainly is going to be up around the midfield you would expect. There was a yellow flag coming into pit lane. I think that was a Williams, possibly of Killablu. Montana is back out on an outlap to try and improve ahead of Alphatrix, but Rocco coming through the middle sector, 47.6. He's purple in the middle sector. Again, that's probably indicative of his personal best. Sorry that we're not seeing any improvements on the timings. That's probably why, because he hasn't set a lap yet. Silly me. Rocco now coming through the final 2 corners. Not looking a bad lap this, to be honest, from Rocco as he comes around the final corner. And now we'll come across the line. Probably a 108.6, I think, for Rocco coming across the line. 108.6. Beautiful prediction by myself, and he goes into 10th, just ahead of just ASAS. And not a bad lap there at all from Rocco to go 10th. Very close, actually. There are 7 drivers within about a 10th of each other. 8 drivers, actually, including Neo. Larkin, Campbell, Verstappen, Rocco, just ASAS, Cohen, Toxic, and Neo. All around the 108.6s or high 108.7s in terms of Neo. So, very much going to try and improve. Larkin is on an improving lap, I do believe. As he now comes through the middle sector. No, 6 tenths down. So I'm cut on board with somebody else in the mid-pack. Just ASAS, who I think is down on a lap as well. He is out on track. Yeah, he's definitely down on a lap. Montana coming through the first sector. Is he going to improve again through the first sector? Yeah, 600's up. So Montana needs to find improvement here. And the cloud's beginning to build here in Zandvoort as well. Might be towards the end of the qualifying. We do expect to see the tyres working at a worse temperature compared to everyone else. Montana currently in the middle sector, 10th and a half up. Montana now coming through the middle sector. VR46 Bolin has just gone second in the Red Bull with a 108.2, so the reserve man goes second. Montana, though, will be hoping to improve ahead of Bolin. Now through the final corner, very, very good on track limits coming through the final corner. Now Montana better come across the line as we ride on board. He does come across the line this time. He goes second with a 108 flat. A nice lap there by Montana. 2.5 tenth improvement, just over, and nearly 3 tenth improvement, I think, there for Montana. He does go second. Spine not on the lap. Daniel is invalidated. He was 400s up through the first sector. Trying to ride on board with somebody that's towards the end of the lap. Droppier, 47.999. I hope that's not the number he's going to be ringing later on, the Dutchman. And of course, I think it's a different number actually in the Netherlands. For Droppier now coming through the final 2 corners. And on the weekend, of course, and he just invalidates coming through turn 13. And on the weekend that we do celebrate the year anniversary of Antoine Hubert's tragic death at Spa. I'm sure you guys will be having your thoughts and prayers all with the Antoine Hubert family and with all of the paddock this weekend in Spa. I'm sure all of our thoughts here, and I echo this from League of Europe, are with the thoughts of everyone involved in that tragic day on the 31st of August last year. Of course, it will be his year anniversary coming up on Monday, for Bank Holiday Monday here in the UK. But Alphatrix out on top, Montana second, Bolin in third, Spine fourth. Droppier has not gone on a lap, I don't think, here. Bullet Boy is improving, 800 up through the first sector, reaching the end of the middle sector. Oh, and he's 2.5 tenths up. Bullet Boy going to improve here. He now comes through the final 2 corners. As long as he doesn't invalidate coming through turn 13, this should be a quick lap, I think, from Bullet Boy. Pardon me. Bullet Boy now coming through the final 2 corners. McLaren has spun. I think that might have been Cohen, possibly. No, Droppier has spun on the inside. Now Bullet Boy across the line. Saves all the ground. 108.4, and 4 drivers now within the 108.4s. Backy, Verstappen, Bullet Boy, Killablu, and Toxic, actually. So 5. I can't count. But a nice lap there by Bullet Boy. He does go into 8th position. Campbell on a lap. Let's see what the Scotsman can do. I think he's actually just improved possibly on a lap, a 108.5. Of course, Campbell, our head of GT Sport, very nice guy as well. We'll try and get him in, of course, for an interview at some point during the season, and that's what I will do probably as we go through the season. Try and get everyone in at least for a driver interview. Spine now through the final corner, comes into the pit lane. Not surprised. And now everyone looks like they're going to come back into the pit lane. So that's the quietest point, I think, out on track now for the drivers. We'll kick on board with Campbell just for now. But Alphatrix out on top, Montana second, Bolin in third. If you are just tuning in to qualifying and expecting a co-commentator alongside me, I don't. V8 Field, I should say, has gone to Division 4. So you can tune into the live stream for that. You can tune into the live stream for Division 3. Or you can, of course, stay here and see the GOATs out on track for some great action and some great overtaking in prospect out on track. Right on board with D. Daniel, who is out on track first. We've got LRT Matty actually just ahead, so we'll cut to him now. That's the wrong person. That's Droppier, I went too far. Matty out on a lap. So let's see what the Dane can do, the LRT man, who of course will probably be featuring soon within Division 1, and probably be featuring more within Division 1 in the coming weeks, hopefully. And Matty around the final corner. He had to pick up any points, I think, this season. Be hoping for a better result here to come through the final corner. Now opens up the DRS range. In excess of 200 mile an hour as he comes down towards turn 1. We have got the likes of Cohen out on that lap as well. Matty coming through turn 1. Beautifully done through turn 1. Very tight knit into the apex. Breaking up the 50-metre board through turn 3 and now very deep in towards turn 4. And that's the run he wants to be getting through there. There's some nice first sector so far. A little bit of a slide coming out the bank section. Now coming through turn 5, 6 and 7 out on track. Here comes the Haas flying through camera shot. Now through the flat turn 8. Really, really nice. Oh, and that is not flat turn 8 at all. He has spun. Matty has spun around. There's a Williams just coming through. I think that might have been Alphatrix on and out that. But Matty has spun, coming through the middle sector. And you can blame that on me. Commentator's curse. I will take that every step of the way. D. Daniel through the first sector. 900's up. Let's see what the Ferrari man can do. We'll focus on the main contenders as well for pole position. Montana and Spine, interestingly, not out the pit lane just yet. Neither are Verstappen or Bullet Boy. Everyone else coming out possibly towards the a little bit earlier in the session. Maybe the prospect of rain at the end of qualifying. 10th and a half up though from D. Daniel coming through the middle sector. If he picks up a really good final sector here, he's going to put in a very good lap and possibly a sub 108. So D. Daniel ran through the final 2 corners. Very nice through there, the Ferrari man. This is on for a good lap here for D. Daniel. He could go third ahead of Bolin. D. Daniel across the line. He does go third ahead of Bolin. Only 300ths off Montana, actually. Matty has retired in the pit lane, I do believe. And he has retired that car out on track. There is a car leaving the pit lane. I think that's Montana leaving the pit lane. No, it's not. It's Spine, actually. Just leaving the pit lane in the AlphaTauri garage. Do you have VR46 Bolin coming round turn 14, or to, through the final corner out on track. We'll run above with Alphatrix though. Currently our pole setter by a comfortable 10th of a second ahead of Montana. Who else would you expect for a top 2 in qualifying, to be honest? Alphatrix out on track. You see the green flags waving there to remark Matty's retirement within qualifying. But now Alphatrix through turn 7. Looking very nice on the exit there. And he's 300s up, coming through the first sector. So purple out of everyone through the first sector, he's invalidated. Coming out of turn 8, through turn 9 and into turn 10. Alphatrix has invalidated on the outside of turn 8. So that means his lap is done. Montana will be hoping he can improve a 10th of a second on that lap. Killer Blue has just gone 4th with a 108.1, so nice lap there from him. We'll run aboard with VR46 Bolin. He's just in behind Alphatrix out on track. He is 900s up within the first sector. There's a Ferrari off to the right hand side there, but Bolin through the middle sector, 10th and a half up. This is going to be a good lap, I think, from Bolin. Really eyeing this up. A very quick reserve, I've got to say as well. Maybe in turn for a full-time seat later on in the season. But Bolin now through the final 2 corners. Very good through turn 13. Now through the final corner, turn 14. Let's see what Bolin can do. All the way to the line. He takes the thinnest line possible down to the line. He goes second ahead of Montana. What is Montana's response? He's 200s up within the first sector. We've got Spine out on the lap as well. Spine, I think, is just coming through the middle sector. Montana, though, 300s up. Not enough to get ahead of Alphatrix and not enough to get ahead of Bolin. So Montana really under pressure here with Alphatrix going on another lap. I think he might have invalidated again, but now Montana through the final corner. Let's see what he can do. Can he improve ahead of Alphatrix? Can he stick it to Alphatrix? Very late on in the day, Montana, no improvement on position. 300s up in the end. Bolin has invalidated, so has Alphatrix, so it looks like Alphatrix might have secured pole position. Spine, 400th up in the middle sector. We're going to see the final couple of cars coming around the final corner. We've got Neo down there in 15th. Dakar is going to improve, I think. Oh, and Spine is invalidated. Coming out the final two corners, so Spine invalidates. He's not going to be improving either. He would have set a 108.2. He would have improved ahead of Verstappen, but not ahead of anyone else. Larkin to the pit lane. That is pretty much qualifying over, I think. Yeah, well, Luigi not improving, just ASAS not improving. That is qualifying over. Alphatrix has taken it. VR46 Bolin, the interesting one there in second, beating Montana by 1500th of a second in qualifying. The top 18, that did set a lap, covered by less than a second. What else would you expect here in Division 1? Alphatrix out on top, Bolin second, Montana in third. Of course, we will run you down the full grid order in just a second. As we see Williams going there back into the pit garage, but Alphatrix is out on top by 500ths of a second. From Bolin in second, the best of the Dutchies in second there, Montana in third, with D. Daniel in fourth, Killer Blue in fifth. Personal bragging rights, I think that might be for Bolin. Verstappen in sixth, Spine in seventh, Backy in eighth, Toxic in ninth, with Bullet Boy in 10th, Larkin in 11th, with Campbell in 12th, Rocco 13th, Waluigi 14th on the 7th row of the grid, with Neo in 15th, just ASAS on 16th, Cohen in 17th, Dakar on 18th, just over 8/10 of a second, separating everyone that's at a lap. Matty and Droppier, the two that sadly didn't get a time in. Matty, I think, had his lap time invalidated. Droppier, I think, also had invalid laps, and he didn't set any time there within qualifying. So, in a track where it might be quite tricky to overtake, it's going to be quite a task for the guys down at the bottom of the field. For the likes of Alphatrix and Montana and Bolin, should have a good run down towards turn 1. I will apologise in advance if there are any graphical errors on the left-hand side as we go into the first lap of the race. It is the game's fault, not mine. But we are here in a sunny Dutch Grand Prix at Zandvoort, and of course 14 corners await these drivers out on track, 36 laps in total, so we're going to be running around 45 minutes I would expect in terms of action, as long as there are no safety cars or no VSCs. It will be about 50 minutes if there is a safety car, or if there is a VSC, we should have about 50 minutes worth of racing for you guys. That's not too bad, I don't think. What are your predictions? Let me know in the comments section. Do share this stream out as well amongst your family, amongst your friends, if they are very much interested in Formula 1. Let's get a good viewing tonight for round 4 of the championship. What promises to be another straight-out fight, I think, between Alphatrix and Montana. But Bolin there, best of the Dutchies in second. Let's see what he can do as a reserve. So, everyone now loading in. And the formation lap is about to begin, which means we can have a look at the strategies that everyone is going to be on. And there's quite a mix actually down the bottom half of the field. We'll come to them in just a second. But top 10, of course, qualifying on a set of soft compounded tyres. They will start on the tyres that they qualified on, so they're going to be quite worn towards the early stages of the race. I expect these guys to pit in from around lap 6, lap 7, I would expect. Maybe even earlier than that, maybe around lap 4, lap 5. But expect the guys in behind to go around the midway point. So, Larkin, Rocco, Dakar, Droppier, obviously on a fresh set of softs. They'll be coming in towards around lap 9, lap 10, you would expect, with them starting on fresher tyres. Those on a set of mediums, Neo, just ASAS, and Matty, all on a set of mediums, and they should be going to around the halfway stage to switch on to a set of hard compound tyres and to try and make that one-stop last. They could pit in earlier than that, though. Anybody on a set of hards will be going probably hards to softs in this race. Campbell, Waluigi and Cohen being the three drivers there in the bottom half of the field that are on a set of hard compound of tyres. Expect them to make progress later on and to try a bit of an overcut on the guys ahead. But I'm going to make a prediction for my top 3, as I always do here within qualifying. We're coming around through the final corner with Alphatrix, and I'm going to say Alphatrix for the win. Montana for second. Who else would you expect for a top 2? And in third, going to go for Spine. I think Spine might have a good race tonight down there in 7th. The Alfa Romeo, I should say, hoping to have a very good race. I think the Swiss man has got better race pace than he does qualifying pace. So that is the basis of my thingy. Apologies if you saw a black box appear in the top left of your screen. That was somebody liking one of my activities, and it's Tekken, I think, from Division 5 of TTML. So very nice to see him tuning in, and we're about to get going here. 36 laps await these drivers out on track. Hopefully no disconnections, hopefully no graphical errors, hopefully no lobby glitches, and we are about to get underway. For lap 1 out of 36, for round 4 of the championship here in League of Europe Division 1, we are 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. Good start by Alphatrix. Gets off the line very well indeed. D. Daniel gets a good start as well. Could have the run down in towards turn 1. Very short run down in towards turn 1. But Alphatrix leads. Bolin second. Montana third. D. Daniel in fourth. They remain as they are as they come out of turn 1. Everyone goes to the graphics. Will fix themselves on the left hand side. But we're right on board with Alphatrix, who is out in front. There's been a little bit of contact further down the field. I think that might be Bullet Boy. That might be round further down the field possibly. And there's been a little bit of a spinner in the background as well. Another Mercedes, I think, has been caught up. It's Campbell, actually, that spun, and a VSC has been deployed. So VSC has been deployed, and I think it might have been a bit of contact, possibly between Campbell. There is Campbell. So Campbell was the one who spun. Bullet Boy it was, and Dakar, I think, were the two. So Bullet Boy and Dakar were the two, I think, that didn't that made a collision coming through turn 4. They're both of them wide, actually, and it might be wrong, actually. It might be Neo. It is Neo. So wrong Renault there. Bullet Boy has spun underneath the VSC as well. Graphics, though, have fixed themselves, and Alphatrix does lead. Let's have a look at the position gains at the end of, as we approach the end of lap 1. And well, LRT Matty up from 19th position up to 14th. Very good start from the Haas man. Good start as well made by just ASAS Cohen further down the field. Good start as well by Toxic. He is up 2 positions. There's a predicted pit stop strategy. Hards lap 11 to 14. 2-stop lap 10 to 14. Obviously onto a set of mediums from around lap 18, I would expect, if the drivers were to do 2-stop strategies. But Alphatrix does lead the way. And again, we have a bit of a glitch here with the VSC being deployed. We are back underway though, and Alphatrix does lead from VR46 Bolin in second, Montana third, D. Daniel there in 4th position. We're on board with Montana as he comes now through up towards turn 6 and 7. And Alphatrix does lead the way. Alphatrix is the one that's getting blue flags, by the way. It is a glitch, definitely on the game's end. As Bullet Boy has retired, that is in the pit lane. Neil still continuing on, going set of hards, hoping for a bit of a safety car. Spine drops down into 8th position. And once again, the graphics do fix themselves as Montana tries to chase down Bolin. Bullet Boy does lead the session. I mean, why turn up for a race, spin out and then leave? A little bit unnecessary, but still, Alphatrix does lead. VR46 Bolin in second, Montana in third. Good start, little bit by Toxic. He's up 3 positions now, actually, after that bit of contact further down the field. Staffen trying to chase him down. So the AlphaTauris are going quite well in terms of the constructors. Alfa Romeos as well going quite well in terms of the constructors. Dropier has got a move done down in towards turn 13 now on the mini-map. As we see, and right on board with Toxic. The DRS will be enabled this lap. And there's Alphatrix, he does lead. Bolin second, Montana in third, and Verstappen actually. Not sure what has happened with Verstappen. Is that a bit of a glitch? Verstappen dropping down into 9th position. Not really sure what happened there.